Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Rope, the historical role-playing game. Experience the glory and decadence of Rome like never before. You will find it in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly partnered with the What the Funk shop. Please check out their store for all sorts of products. They have dice, miniatures, game master screens, home decorations, and many other things. Excuse me. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment as well. And make sure that you use my code for a special discount. Now, a moment, please, while I maximize. Mm, Here we go. Maximize. All right. Tonight, I want to talk about the KULT Divinity Lost one shot featuring the Laraine estate scenario. If you haven't seen it, well, this video is going to contain spoilers, so please check it out first, unless you want me to ruin things for you, to ruin the surprises. And you will find it in the playlist in the description of this video. I had the pleasure of running things for the Red Room Publishing's tabletop RPG group. I think it worked perfectly because this was the first time they had ever attempted to role play in a tabletop role playing game in first person, in the present, in the now. The powered by the apocalypse system, sadly, because the author is not, he doesn't know how to role play in tabletop RPGs. It is communicated very poorly. The book itself is a disaster in communicating a tabletop role playing game session. This is not a conversation about your characters. You are playing the role of your characters. You are playing the role and you are playing the game. And it's also not storytelling. It's not a storytelling, a hybrid game like the Hardy Boys, Raven, Steambuild Riders, Children of the Fall. So many games that are storytelling RPG hybrid games. Called Divinity Lost in its current newest edition, published by Modifius, is a role-playing game and you can role-play using the rules. And as I always say, if it's not a role-playing game, then call it something else. But still, the powered by the apocalypse system is communicated in such a disastrous way. So definitely do not play it like that. If you need an example of how to run powered by the apocalypse session, check out the actual play of KULT Divinity Lost that I am about to talk about right now. In these games, where the horror elements are so powerful, so scatological, so apocalyptic, humans are very fragile, very squishy in both mind and body. So you need to be very, very careful about all of your actions. Here, you are not like a superhero. You don't have hit points or many levels of resistance and wounds and whatnot. Here, oh, let me take the earplugs. They're not necessary. Um, every action could be your last. Your mind could shatter. Your bones broken. Your organs punctured. It is a very risky affair. You can tell how the group proceeded. They were quite methodical in their approach, but they still took some risks, and even involuntary risks, as some of them were being taken over by the madness and the entities of the Laraine estate. The scenario itself needs to be tweaked. I applied several tweaks and modifications because it is lukewarm and lacking in some regards, some areas. It looks like the typical case of a module where they're trying to fill the page count. They're just writing just so that they reach a certain page count. Because the if I had run the scenario, if I had carried out the scenario as intended, it would be pretty boring and There was just so much clutter in terms of details, unnecessary, unimportant details. Here is where you realize that they are trying to fill a certain page number. When they start saying things like the sheets on the bed have a small wrinkle on the corner, but doesn't that has nothing to do with the plot line, nor with the mysteries, nor with the clues, nothing at all. So you start to notice those things, and those things you need to like polish the module, take away those that stuff, because otherwise it drags horribly. And when it comes to role playing, they did great at being in the present, in the now. Although there were some slip ups, I will, I'm doing, I'm going to, and that usually happens when you subconsciously attempt to distance yourself from the horrors. It has happened to every one of us. That could also be a sign in a horror game. Could be a signal or a sign that you, as a game master, are really putting some tension or creepiness in the scenario, because now the players, they want to distance themselves from the situation. But as a game master, because they are playing a role, they're playing the role of their characters. They are not playing the role of players playing the role of a character. They're playing the role of fictional characters in a fictional setting or world. You want to keep them in that dimension, because otherwise the session loses that role playing magic. So it was a great job on the part of it all. I think it was also very dramatic, with Sylvia playing Chen Wu, being the last survivor, the final girl, like in horror movies, right? And that's because she decided to cover her eyes. The effects of the angel projecting energies through its eyes, it really messes up anyone in the presence of that angel. So she managed to buy a few more seconds, and she managed to save the situation. But it ended up in like in a bit of a tie, right? It's usually humanity versus the powers that be, but here it was a tie because they stopped the ritual, but all of those people ended up dying in the process, and who knows what happened to their souls, right? This is unforgiving. This is not, oh, like this floating god is going to save you. No, this is the real deal, the real stuff. Nobody's coming to save you. You need to do it for yourself. So I think they handle things great within that scatological Gnostic horror situation. And it also goes to show that you need to be present in the now, in the moment, not only in tabletop RPGs, but also like in real life, because tabletop RPGs are a sort of simulation of real life in a fictional environment. So the moments they started to become wounded, take stability damage, were those moments of hesitation, when they missed their turn to act, to take action, when they hesitated and the enemies attacked, when they suffered damage to their minds. Be in the present, in the now, in the current moment, just like right now. You are listening to me. Perhaps you are even watching the video. You're watching my image as I move, in the present, in the now. That is what life is all about. In the present, in the now, in order to obtain greater enjoyment of life. Be here in the now. The past has already passed. The future has not yet taken place, has not manifested. The key lies in the present. And then you can feel the future and learn lessons or things from the past. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative and entertaining. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description, the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, in tabletop role-playing games, you are not telling stories about your characters. You are experiencing the game world as your characters. Once again, thank you and see you later.